Chapter 3 of the Stormwater Management Guidebook covers the Stormwater BMP specifications. In this video, we'll discuss rainwater harvesting. The guidebook is arranged such that the specifications for each BMP type are laid out in the same format, and it includes the following subsections. Rainwater harvesting consists of capturing runoff, typically from a rooftop or other surface, and temporarily storing it and using it for some purpose. It can be very effective for managing stormwater, and it's based on two things primarily: the tank size and the dedicated demand, right? So how large the tank is to temporarily store that runoff, and what the demand is, whether it be irrigation or toilet flushing or other uses, how much of that water is going to be used based on what's coming in and being stored. There are other requirements for the feasibility of a rainwater harvesting system, including minimum space or setback requirements, and a analysis of the risk for protecting public health. And so you can look at Appendix N in the Stormwater Management Guidebook to look at that, and a design report is required using this risk-based framework to ensure that the harvested rainwater and the treatment that occurs and the ultimate use of that rainwater all is consistent with protecting public health. So conveyance and pre-treatment for the rainwater harvesting systems have to include an inflow pipe that's higher than an outlet pipe, an overflow mechanism, pre-treatment filters, and a distribution system. So you must be able to show how runoff is going to get into the storage tank, how it's going to get out of the storage tank, where it's going to be used, how it's going to get to its location of use, and pre-treatment from whatever might be on that rooftop to make sure that it doesn't get into the tank and clog it. We can look at the design based on these different sections of volume. So the design is based on the low water, you can see here at the bottom, the detention, overflow, and the freeboard volumes. All right, so where your overflow and where your outlet pipes or valves are located will determine the available storage that is associated with your retention. To determine the storage volume that you get for a rainwater harvesting system, DOEE has this rainwater harvesting calculator that's available on the website, and you can put in the characteristics of your rainwater harvesting system, including the contributing drainage area, if there are any BMPs in that drainage area, for example, a green roof, what the use of the water is going to be. It could be irrigation, could be indoor demand such as toilet flushing. And you can see from this input tab that you put all of this information in and then go over to the storage volume results tab in yellow at the very bottom there. The system sizing is then based on the storage volume results. So you can see on the tab in yellow at the bottom here, the storage volume results, you get a daily average available storage volume based on different cistern sizes. So depending on what size your tank is, you're going to have this daily available storage volume based on the size of that tank and how much it is filled and then drained from the contributing drainage area and simulated historical rainfall patterns, and then how much that demand is going to be emptying that tank. So that's all modeled in the background of this spreadsheet, and what you need to see and what you need to use is this daily average available storage volume, which is going to be the storage volume in the rainwater harvesting system that we're going to use for calculating the retention volume. So for a 3,000 gallon tank here, and based on the characteristics of the CDA and the demand, you have 92 cubic feet of storage volume, right? If the stored rainwater is to be used for irrigation, you must indicate the area that is to be irrigated on the plans. The default irrigation water demand is 1 inch per week between May and October. If you want to adjust that demand, a certified landscape expert must justify and sign for that additional demand.